Hey everyone, welcome in. Today we're going to be doing a pancake style wreath, and we're going to be doing this super cute dog themed. It says all you need is love and a dog. So that is the sign I chose, and we're going to use a 14-inch wreath form from the Dollar Tree. So let's get started. So let me cut off all these tags. I'm also going to be using two different 10-inch mesh, and I'm using two 2.5-inch ribbons and two 1.5-inch. So these are the 1.5 inches that I chose, and here are the 2.5 inches. And then I'm going to use black and poly jute mesh for this pancake wreath. So I'm going to start off and use 4 pipe cleaners with my stapler, and we're going to staple these right on. You can shop my supplies in my Amazon storefront. Everything is listed, and I will list my storefront in the description. Whoop! You know, that always happens. User error. There we go. I don't know if I don't put enough pressure. I'm not strong enough. It's like I gotta put my body weight on there. No, see, I put my body weight on it and it didn't even matter, y'all. Where's everyone watching from today? Let me know in the comments. Okay. So I have it stapled on. I'm also going to put some hot glue on it, but I don't think my hot glue gun is quite warmed up yet. So let's get in our pipe cleaners. Today I'm using 6 pipe cleaners, and I'm going to cut them in half. If you are a new wreath maker, do not cut them in half and use 12. Because you'll see why. So what we're going to do is we're going to start adding all of these on. So I am going to start with the inner ring, and I'm putting them one right in between the 2 brackets in every section. So that would be 6. And now we're going to use the 3rd ring on that bracket. So now we're attaching them using the bracket. And I'm using the 3rd ring. 1, 2, 3. 3rd ring from the center. So if you're new, the reason why I say to keep them long is because we're going to be adding mesh and ribbon tails. So that's what that's going to look like. We got all of them ready to rock and roll. So we're going to set this to the side. Let's see if my hot glue, I feel like I can smell it. See if it's good. Yes. I'm just adding in a little bit of hot glue. This is a Roby cordless hot glue gun. Yes, I love it. Yes, it's linked in my Amazon storefront. So you can go snag one. Just like that. Put it off to the side. So now we're going to grab our 10-inch mesh. This is a deco mesh, is the black, and a poly jute mesh is what I'm using for the burlap. I'm also using a rotary cutter for this project. This is my rotary cutter. It is linked as well in my Amazon storefront. And we're going to be cutting 6 cuts at 25 inches. So that's going to make 12 pieces total. So we need 6 of each color at 25 inches. Pancake wreaths are really good beginner wreaths to start off with. They're also great wreaths if you have a storm door and you need a thinner wreath. These are really great because they will fit on your door and in between the storm doors. So it is perfect. So we need 6 of these, so 3 more. We are at 4 25-inch cuts. I like to use a rotary cutter versus scissors. I think it's a nicer, cleaner cut, and I think it helps. It helps with the fraying of the mesh. It's not foolproof, but it helps. Okay, we're gonna set that all off to the side. And now we're gonna grab my wreath form and we are going to start adding this mesh on. We're gonna start with the outer ring, and you can start with the poly jute or the black or whichever colors you're using. We're gonna do a curl method. So you're gonna flip that mesh about 1 inch or 2 on itself, flip it under, and then find the middle, give it a pinch, and then walk your fingers over to the other side. And you wanna make sure this side stays curled under about 1 inch or 2 as well. Pinch it, and now you're going to put it right into that pipe cleaner and give it a twist. And then I just kind of bring it together so it's a full circle. And we're going to do that with all of our mesh. So now we're going to do every other color. So we're going to do that same method with our black. Put it right down into that pipe cleaner. So if you're new to wreath making, that's why I recommend leaving the pipe cleaners long, because you might need a little bit more tug, a little more leverage to get that mesh in. Same thing, and we are just going to keep on repeating this process, okay, until we get all 6 down. And we're just working on the outer edge right now, okay? Just the outer. We're not going to touch the inner yet. So don't even think about it. All right. I hope everyone had a wonderful Easter. Let me know what y'all did in the comments, if y'all had a good Easter or not. Well, don't tell me if you didn't. Let's be positive. Tell me how your Easter was. All right, let's bring those together. We got one more set to do. We're just doing that curl, flip it over, tuck, pinch, middle, walk, place, twist. Just like that. Marry them together. One last piece, and then we're going to cut some ribbon tails. Okay, so that is what it should be looking like. Now I'm gonna put that off to the side, and we're gonna cut our ribbon tails. So we are going to do 12-inch cuts. 12-inch cuts, and we need 6 of each ribbon tail. This is the 1.5 inch that I'm starting off with. The tool that I'm using, these are called ribbon tail boards. They're a lifesaver. If you're new to wreath making though, don't worry about spending all the money on ribbon tail boards. You can use a piece of cardboard and mark it off at 12 inches and give it a cut. And wrap those ribbons around a piece of cardboard so you don't have to measure out each individual ribbon cut. I'm just folding those over, cutting up at an angle, and that is how you dovetail. Where did I put my pin cushion? Oh, there it is. Okay. Pin that, push it off to the side. We're gonna grab our next 1.5 inch dog lovers ribbon. So cute. This is a 50-yard roll. I make a lot of dog wreaths, y'all. I do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Whoop. Sorry. Hello guy did not want to cut, did he? All right, 6. And I just thread that through and cut on the seam. And I make sure that they're all lined up. Fold over, cut up at an angle. Don't worry guys, I've been making wreaths for a couple years now, and sometimes I still want to cut down instead of up. So it happens to the best of us. It really does. All right, I'm going to put these off to the side now. Now we are going to grab our 2.5 inch ribbon, and we're going to do the same thing. We need 6. Look how fabulous. I don't know. This ribbon reminds me of like grandpa's shirt. You know what I mean? There's like comfort to it. I don't know what it is about this ribbon, but I just love it. It's such a good everyday ribbon. You're not going to believe it. I bought it at Joann's after Christmas on clearance. I think I paid like $2 because I want to say it was 80% off, and I bought all of it that they had left because I just love the pattern of it. But it was so good for everyday wreaths. Same thing, fold over, cut up at an angle. Just making those ends pretty. We're gonna lay those down. Is this the top? See, but then I get confused. Yeah, that's the top. Okay, and now we are going to grab our paw print ribbon. And we're going to do 6 cuts of that as well. And then I'll clean off my table. Don't y'all worry. 6 of these. Same thing, fold them all in half, cut up at an angle. Okay, so now our tails are ready to rock and roll. Let me sweep this up. Has anyone been here since the beginning, like OG Southern Owl watchers, when I used to just like sweep all of that on the floor? And I'd be like, no worries, guys. I'll clean up after the live. Okay, so we are going to take our ribbon now. 1 2.5 inch, 1 1.5 inch. You're just going to lay them right down on top of each other. Find the middle. Give it a pinch. And we're going to lay that right into that pipe cleaner. Okay? And now we're done. We're done with that section. So we can take our nippers, wire cutters, whatever you like to call these guys, and cut it off. These are also linked in my Amazon storefront. We're going to take the next pattern, 2.5 inch and the 1.5 inch, lay them on top of each other, find the middle, give it a pinch, put it into those pipe cleaners, give it a twist, V them down, and cut off that extra pipe cleaner. Just like that. Cute, right? Okay, so we're going to keep on going around, doing that same pattern all the way around. Getting our 2.5 inch, and then our 1.5 inch, finding the middle, laying it in, twist, 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 pull it towards you, make a V, snip off that extra pipe cleaner, move on to the next section, and we're just doing that every other pattern. So the reason why I chose to do this ribbon pattern on top of the mesh is because this is a burlap ribbon, right? So I wanted to put it against the black. This is the black ribbon, so I wanted to put it against the burlap so it would pop more. I hope that makes sense. A lot of people ask like reasonings why I do different design schemes. So that is just like the little things that I look for when designing. You know, what's going to make that ribbon pop off of that mesh? Because if you do stuff that blends in, right, it's not really going to give it that nice pop, that crisp pop look. Okay, this wreath's already turning out super cute. Hope you're enjoying it. Okay, so we got our first layer done. Okay. Super cute. Don't worry, there's more. So now we are going to find, what I like to do is I like to find these pipe cleaners and set them up so they're in the middle of that mesh, right? That inner ring, set them up. Make sure that they're ready to rock and roll for the next layer of mesh. Because we have been moving the wreath around a lot. I know some people put like a little dab of glue. You can do that too to keep them in place. Okay, so now that's ready to roll. We're gonna grab our next thing of mesh as I drop it on the floor. Okay. And same thing. Fold that mesh over about 1 inch or 2. Find the middle, give it a pinch. Walk your fingers over to the other side. And then lay that mesh right down into that first ring of pipe cleaners, okay? And then, same thing, I just layer this out like that. So we got that next row, okay? We're gonna do that all the way around, alternating our mesh colors, keeping with that ruffle method. Excuse me. Just move that mesh. Show it who's boss, okay, guys? Tell that mesh who's boss. Get it in. There we go. Okay. So now we have 2 layers, and we're just going to keep on going. Stacking our mesh in, doing, oh my gosh, it wouldn't be a YouTube tutorial if I didn't somehow hurt myself. Oh my goodness. All right, these pipe cleaners, you got to be careful. They can snag ya. Okay. All right, now we're just going to keep on keeping on. I did get a Band-Aid. Don't worry, guys. I did get a Band-Aid. If you're noticing a Band-Aid on my thumb, I edited that out. Ooh, this pipe cleaner. Come on. There you go, buddy. Okay. Twist it in. Fluff out the mesh how you want it to be. I got one more. One more layer, or one more bundle. That's what I should say. One more bundle. You can't see my little Band-Aid. I just looked to see. I'm okay. Just a pipe cleaner got me. It happens. And it was like right on my cuticle. Okay. Twist that right in to that pipe cleaner. There we go. Okay, so now we have that second row. So we're going to do the same thing and just add in our ribbon tails now to the second row. Still layering them. Still keeping with that same pattern. And we are done. So don't forget to clip off that extra pipe cleaner. Oh, you know what? Ruh-roh, hold on. Did that on the wrong section. Anyone notice before I did? Nobody's perfect, right? Okay, put that one in there. This off. Layer them. Put that right into that pipe cleaner. Give it a twist. Pull down to make that V. Pull them towards you. Cut off that extra pipe cleaner. Few more to go, and then we will attach our sign and make a simple bow to go underneath our sign. So when you're doing a pancake wreath, if you use a circle sign, you really don't have to do a bow because it covers the whole center. But since we are not using a circle sign on this design and we're doing a rectangle sign, there's going to be a little gappy. So we are going to put just a cute little bow right underneath the sign. So that's going to help fill in the middle of our work form, right? So when I hold this up, you see how there's going to be that space right there. And that is where we're going to put our bow, okay? So let's get our sign in. I always joke that this is the hardest part of wreath making, is putting these pipe cleaners through the mesh. I always always joke that. And then I'm just going to take this and I'm wrapping it around that form, okay? So the sign is not going to go anywhere. We're going to do that all the way. Through. Same thing, just make sure that you're going through the wire and twisting that, okay? And we'll clean up the back in just a little bit. Don't worry. Don't you worry. Don't you worry about a thing. All right. Make sure, rookie mistakes that I made, make sure that you go through the mesh and not around the mesh, because you want your mesh to act as a base for your signs and for your ribbons. Oh, you know what? I don't think this one's going to be long enough. I forgot. Let's see. Took that through. Oh, it will be long enough. Look at that. Okay, touch that there. I'm sorry. Make sure that everything's sitting on top of your mesh, because that's going to help prevent your sign and your bows from sinking down into your wreath. That's adorable. So now we're going to add a very simple bow right here to still keep in with a good price point. So we're going to use all the same ribbons. Okay. So we're going to take our pins out. We're going to start off with our 2.5 inch ribbons. We're going to do a little tails. We're probably going to do about a 10-inch tails. Let's see. We'll start off with the plaid. Let's measure that. No, let's do like 8-inch. It doesn't even need to be 10. Yeah, 10-inch tails. And we're going to do 5-inch loops. So if you're using a bow maker, measure these to be 5 inches. If you're doing a hand bow, you're going to measure at the 10. And cut off at the 8 for that 8-inch tail. Super cute. So we're going to grab our next 2.5 inch, 8-inch, put it right on top. And then we're going to do another 5-inch loop, 5-inch loop, eight-inch tail. I always kind of like to manipulate all the ribbon in my hand. Get it going how I want it to look. I'm going to grab this one next, and we're going to do an 8-inch tail. And we're going to shrink those loops down to 4.5 inches, which will be measuring at the 9 if you're doing a hand bow. Keeping with that 8-inch tail. Then we're going to grab that super cute dog 8-inch, and we're going to do what I call racetrack loop in the middle. I always measure that with my heart. I have no idea how many inches that is. We're going to grab a pipe cleaner and a cable tie and thread that cable tie right where we're holding the bow. Get it started, but don't finish it. Get it started. Slide that pipe cleaner underneath. Ooh, get it really nice and tight. Clip that off. And now you have a super cute, simple bow. For our pancake wreath, we're going to lay that down and we are going to dovetail. So we're just folding that ribbon in half, cutting up at an angle. That just kind of finishes off your ribbon tails, making them look a little nicer. Okay. Here's the bow. That's cute. So fun. Okay, so now where that blank space is, that is where we are going to thread our bow through. Make sure that you're using that mesh, threading it through that mesh, so the bow doesn't sink down into the wreath and it stays on top. And then I always go through the wire of the work form. And then we're going to twist, twist, twist. Fluff out our bow. Make sure everything looks cute. And now we filled in that space. That's adorable. That's so cute. Oh my goodness. Okay, so now we got to clean up the back. So we are going to smush our bow a little bit, but we will fluff it back out. So I'm just going to cut all of these off. Okay. Fold them down and back into the wreath because we don't want to scratch anyone's door. I am also going to grab some wire. I get this in bulk from Home Depot. Cut off a few inches. Bend it like a U. Find the top. And I just thread it through. You need your hands or needle noses. Bend that up and through. And now you got a nice little door hanger. Okay, the bow's not too smushed. The bow's not too smushed. Okay, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I do have an Amazon storefront where you can shop all the tools that I'm using. If you like any of the designs that I've made, you can shop my wreaths at www.thesouthernelves.com. thesouthernelves.com. Also, you can sign up to get on my email list and be an official Owlet, which I would love to have you over there. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Bye, everyone.